There's probably tens of thousands of people that have this and don't know it, just like we didn't know it until 4 years ago.
Immediately after Susanna was diagnosed, one of the first things I wanted to do was find somebody diagnosed with a mutation in KIF1A that was older than her. I wanted to see what Susanna's life might be in the future. I couldn't find anybody, but we found other kids with other mutations who were older. And that's how I found Jim.
When he was about 30, he started having trouble with his balance. We went from doctor to doctor. We didn't know what was going on, because when he was diagnosed with CP, we were told the good thing is it doesn't progress.
Cerebral palsy, or CP, is this bucket, right? And for so long, if your kid had seizures, got around differently, had intellectual or developmental delay or cognitive issues, you were put in this bucket of cerebral palsy.
In many cases, what was called cerebral palsy is actually a genetic diagnosis.
We found out that, oh no, that's not cerebral palsy, that's called the KIF1A.
And he was doing quite well. He learned how to drive, he got a full-time job as a custodian.
Well, I'm not saying it was easy for him, but he was much more independent back then. The driving was more of a normal lifestyle for someone his age.
I drove a car for 10 years. I started getting into fender benders. Something had to be done.
Finally, we went to a neurologist out here in Suffolk County, and he said he wanted him to have genetic testing. So we did, and that's when we found out, that he had KIF1A. So that was when he was about 36.
It's affected my balance and my vision. I used to have a talent with drawing and painting that's basically taken from me, because I don't have the coordination anymore to even work with my hand.
His world started closing in, so that's difficult to realize and live through.
I spent a lot of the time on my computer and work with the paint program that's on the computer, which isn't the same as working off of a canvas or even a piece of paper, but it's the closest I can get to anything that's art-wise.
I think it's catastrophic not to get people the right genetic testing. We think that KIF1A affects 1 in, at the very least, 20,000 people. When we do discover and develop a therapeutic for KIF1A, if those people still think they have cerebral palsy and don't know that they have a mutation in KIF1A that's causing their illness, those people aren't going to know to access this treatment.
I would hope that, the genetic testing could be done as soon as possible. Obviously, there is a problem, and it's better off to know exactly what the problem is.
If a child isn't reaching their milestones by 1, they should have genetic testing, to find out what's going on.
I don't want you to get this diagnosis, but if you do have it, let's bring it into the light and then bring more people, more money, more research, and push the ball down the road a little faster.
He's not giving up, he's pushing forward as best he can. It's just too important.